So let's talk about this story. It's a feel-good one. A volunteer-run initiative called Feed Your Hospital began a program to help buy and deliver meals to frontline healthcare workers all across New York City while supporting hard-hit Asian restaurants who have obviously been impacted by COVID-19. Well, since then, they have been able to help Asian eateries across the country, generating revenue to help give their staff workers their jobs back. So joining me now is Ben Xue, co-founder of Feed Your Hospital, to tell us more about how they continue to work on this collaborative effort. Kudos to you, Ben. This is a really terrific idea. So what you've done is you've solicited donations. You take those donations, you purchase food from Asian restaurants, and you deliver it to frontline workers. What gave you the idea to start something like this?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, well, thank you for having me on. Yeah, at the start of the outbreak, we felt pretty powerless, and a lot of us were immediately having to stay in our homes, not able to go out. And so for the first 2 weeks, New York City experienced quite a surge of cases and restaurants shut down. And we launched as an initial fundraiser, wanting to have the greatest impact in our local communities. And so we thought to ourselves, hey, restaurants are struggling, hospital workers are really suffering and having to treat people. What can we do to kind of share our love and give recognition that these people are doing important things for our communities? So that's really where it started. It started with a personal fundraiser. Within a week, we had raised enough money to buy 500 healthy, individually packaged meals for restaurants and hospitals in New York City. And since then, we've delivered over 14,000 meals to 120 hospitals across the country.
That is phenomenal because you've taken it from here, homegrown, and you've moved it across the country. Let me ask you, though, did you face any backlash or hesitation? Because there was a lot of discrimination, especially in the beginning of the coronavirus outbreak, and people were worried about eating at Asian restaurants.
No, not really from the hospitals. And I think this is where we felt like we needed to really make up for some of the added effects that the xenophobia and the apprehension that people felt towards Asian food, right? Restaurants in general have had a disproportionate impact because of COVID, because they've had to shut their doors. A lot of restaurants, even with reopening, aren't able to have fully occupancy, right? And so we thought for Asian restaurants, this delivery and takeout method might be something that would really impact them really positively.
How do you ensure that the food is safe and secure? Because I know that's a big concern for a lot of folks these days.
Definitely. So this is something with every one of our restaurant partners that we bring on. We work with them to create menu items that hospitals will find to be safe, find to be healthy, find to be delicious. So they want individually packaged meals. We want to make sure the fat content is low and the salt content is low. And so oftentimes with these hospitals, in order to make sure that the deliveries are great, we'll make sure that they have custom-made meals that everyone wants to enjoy.
There's a lot of thought that's gone into this, and you've expanded nationwide. So how did you take it from something that was just here in New York, that was homegrown, and moved it across the country?
Absolutely. So we actually partnered with a organization called Ascend, and they're the largest Pan-Asian business professional organization in the United States. So that allowed us to scale quickly in a lot of different cities across the country. We've been able to mobilize volunteers in 15 different metro areas around the country, working with local hospitals and local restaurants in their areas.
So is this a new business model for you? Will this continue well past the pandemic? Have you found a way to make this work?
Definitely. We've been thinking a lot about how we can have a lasting impact on these restaurants. And so we're continuing our partnership with Ascend to work on a case competition. We've worked with now 90 different restaurants across the country, and we're beginning to see a lot of similarities in ways that we can continue to impact them. And so our latest case will be, how can we create transformative and sustainable business models for Asian restaurants in this post-pandemic recovery? We're still developing these things, so stay tuned. We'll have a great
Well, I have faith in you. You've
them.
done a great job so far. Ben Xue, thank you so much for joining us and all the good work that you're doing, not only for the frontline workers, for the restaurants as well, to help keep them open and in business during this tough time. Thank you.
Thank you so much.